The first topic we like to talk about in preparing for adult learners is the environment. The environment for adult learning should take into account vision, hearing, breathing, temperature, comfort, nourishment, and hygiene issues regarding adults. Now, if we were in first grade and we needed to know where the bathroom is, the teacher would probably take us all, boys on one side, girls on the other, and wait for us outside the bathroom. If not, go in. Have you ever seen that? Or first grade teachers do that, okay? In some schools anyway. We're not those children anymore, so I'm going to start from the bottom here, where it says nourishment and hygiene. It's very uncomfortable for a person to have to raise their hand and ask, where are the bathrooms here? And nobody should have to do that. The first thing is that they should know where nourishment is. Pop machines, restaurants, where they can go eat something whenever they have a break, because it's a basic human need. And second, because of that nourishment, we need to know exactly where the bathrooms are also. So the hygiene aspect is also important. And nobody should have to go through the trouble of finding out where the bathroom is, walking all over a building, lost, or have to ask it in public. So that should be part of the information we give people. Comfort. Comfort in the sense that people have a basic need to feel comfortable in their surroundings. You know, children are very vocal. And they will come out and, you know, they'll sit around and start to squirm, and you know something is wrong. But a lot of adults just sit there. There's no need for that. It also detracts from your learning. Temperature. What's so important about temperature?
It's distracting.
Goes back to comfort. If you're not comfortable,
Exactly.
cold or hot, you can't maintain your interest in the material.
It's exactly true. There's something about temperature itself. They say that you should keep it, if you're delivering instruction in a classroom like this, you should keep it between 66 and 72. Below 66, we're talking about the so-called average in human factors engineering. Below 66, people start feeling very uncomfortable because it's cold. They can't concentrate. And above 72, they start to fall asleep. Especially think of classrooms at 1 o'clock in the afternoon after people come back from lunch in a warm environment. Start to doze off no matter what they're doing. Well, as somebody pointed out before, well, we have no control over that. Temperature is set. If you have no control over that, at least you're aware of what's going to happen, and don't leave the heavy stuff and all the activities where people are going to have to sit there and listen to you for 3 hours on a very dry topic for 1 o'clock in the afternoon. They're going to fall asleep. That's all there is to it. And there is nothing you can do about that unless you restructure your activities so that it doesn't happen at that time. Okay? Breathing. This idea had to do mostly with places where they still allow smoking, okay? And there's no ventilation. Those of us who have taught in military installations know that a lot of times the training room is set up from one day to the next in an area where they used to store boxes before. I've gone through it. In the middle of the desert in southeast Washington, the state of Washington, in a trailer. This is your classroom. What? Yes, this is your classroom. There's no ventilation. People are allowed to smoke in the back of the van. Pretty soon the smoke is permeating everything. People can't breathe, or people start smelling things they don't want to smell. It detracts from what you're trying to do. Hearing. Everybody should be someplace in the room where they can hear what you're saying. Naturally, your tone of voice has a lot to do with that, but we're talking primarily of places where you get a lot of interference from surrounding noise, environmental noise. It competes with you. That's another thing to take care of, because as we grow older, our hearing ability is influenced. Okay? The older we get, the harder it is to hear certain things, and so we don't want that much interference from the outside or from any other place. Another topic to remember. And vision, meaning primarily that anyone sitting anywhere in a room should be able to see what you want them to see, what they need to see in the classroom. Okay, if I put an object here, and you all need to see it, okay, and these rows extend out that way or whatever else, you're going to have trouble seeing it. It's as simple as that. See, most of these ideas are relatively simple things. It's just that we very seldom think about them anymore. And the more we do this, the less we'd think that the more we'd remember them, but we don't. Just sort of seem natural until somebody says, there's no blah, blah, blah here, and you just go, oh, forgot. Simple things, but they're not that simple to remember.